This is my job. No, not riding on roller coasters, working on them. For the past 3 months, I've been a mechanical engineering intern here at Universal Orlando, and this is my office. Well, not technically this, it's actually like way back there somewhere. To a lot of people, this might be their dream job, and for me, it was definitely something I was really excited about. I haven't necessarily ever had a dream job, and I don't think I'm alone in that. When I got into mechanical engineering, I didn't really have a passion. I didn't have something that I was striving towards. And after 5 internships, 4 different companies in 4 different states, here we are. I've learned a lot along this journey, and I hope to share some of the tips and lessons that I've gathered in order to help other people. The thought of moving somewhere new for a job can be both exciting and daunting. There's that excitement from the possibility of a perfect job, finally getting the dream career that you've always wanted, but there's also the fear of getting a terrible job, something that's worse than what you've had and you're stuck there for the next year or 2. What if you really like the job, but you don't like where you moved to? Or what if you really enjoy this new place that you live, but you hate your new job? For a lot of people, this step is right where they get stuck. They overanalyze this idea, this decision of moving somewhere new and starting a new job, so they just end up staying put. And for a lot of people, this is a really big decision. If you have a family or some foundations, it's really hard to leave where you're at and go somewhere new completely, uprooting your whole life. But for a lot of people who are younger, maybe are single, don't have connections, it's a lot easier to do than you think. First and foremost, if you have the ability, take a short-term job, something like an internship or co-op or a summer job. This allows you to experience moving somewhere new, living in a new area, without the pressure of committing to a long-term deal. All of my job experiences have been for either 3 or 4 months, and that takes a lot of pressure off. This gives you the ability to try out different ways of life at work. You can figure out what kind of work-life balance you want, what kind of hours you want, what do you want your day at a job to look like. For my internship in Idaho, we worked 4 10-hour days, 3 in the office and 1 at home. Sounds pretty good, right? The issue with this was, my job was in the middle of the desert. I had to commute an hour and a half on a bus in the morning and the evening. Monday through Wednesday, I was waking up at 3 a.m., cooking breakfast, getting on the bus and sleeping from 4 to 5:30, working from 5:30 or 5:45 to 4:20. At 4:30, you get on the bus to go home. At 6, you have 3 hours to cook, go to the gym, whatever else you want to do with the rest of your day before you have to be at bed at 9 p.m. sharp to wake up in 6 more hours. After that experience, a 9 to 5 sounded real nice. The other benefit of trying out jobs is you get to experience a lot of different work cultures. You get to learn what kind of people you want to be around. I wanted a job with people who are around my age, people who are still focused on their career, trying to build something and achieve something, and not purely focused about family. In the future, yeah, family's gonna be a priority, but for now, I want to work. That's something I wasn't really sure about until I worked at this internship in Idaho. Again, it wasn't a perfect experience, but after working there, I now knew what was really important to me and what to look for future jobs. Another benefit of trying out a new job is doing different work. At least for mechanical engineering, it's a very broad field and there's a lot of different areas you can try out. And for me, because I didn't come in with a passion, I didn't know which of those areas I wanted to study in. My second internship was at a power company in Atlanta. We would go around to different substations in the area, do routine testing and maintenance, as well as fixing any faults or issues that might happen. At other internships, I've done purely design, where I just sit in front of a computer and work on 3D modeling software the whole time. Sure, within a lot of fields, they're also this broad, and so trying out different jobs, especially short term, allows you to figure out what you like and what you don't. I like a mix of hands-on and at a desk, and I didn't know that until I started trying out these different jobs. The job included a lot of active problem solving, a lot of thinking on your feet and being able to adapt to situations you weren't prepared for, and it was something new every single day. These are things that I really value in a job and things that I know I can look for when I'm looking at a career in another company. Another perk for moving somewhere new for a different job is that you get to experience different weather. Here in Florida, it's freaking hot. And given that I work at Universal, I'm gonna go walk over to Diagon Alley and get some ice cream. What if you start to think the career you've chosen isn't what you want to do? This idea of having to choose the rest of your life at 18, 19, 20 is daunting, and a lot of us don't know what we want to do. So what do? How do you fix this issue? How do you find what you want to do for your career? For me, I had to think about what do I enjoy, what am I passionate about, and ultimately I had to try a bunch of stuff out. That's part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel. What do I enjoy doing, and what would I want to continue doing if I had all the time in the world? And what I thought to myself was learning new things. I wanted to learn guitar, I wanted to learn French, I wanted to learn how to surf, I wanted to learn other languages, I wanted to learn piano, I wanted to learn how to draw, I wanted to do a triathlon, I wanted to run a marathon, I wanted to do all these crazy things, and I thought, okay, this is what I want to do, let me figure out a way to do it. And so I started filming myself doing these things and learning these challenges. And worst case scenario, I got to learn something from these videos. And best case scenario, somebody else does too. And honestly, one of the best parts about making these videos is I could start immediately and I didn't have to move anywhere new. I can still take internships, I can still go to school, I can still take a full-time job while still building this on the side. And that's what I would recommend if you don't know what your passion is. So take those steps, figure out what you think you want to do, and then in your free time or in other times, try other things out, take other jobs, and hey, maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you'll find that career and you'll find that job and you get there and it finally is everything you wanted. It really lives up to the expectation. This job checks all the boxes of things I want in a career. Fast-paced driven team, young coworkers, meaningful hands-on engineering work, problem solving and adapting on the job. And that's something that I hope you can take away from this. That either in your current career field or in a career field you haven't even explored, there is something that you're going to be passionate about. There's going to be something that you want to do, and through either moving and taking new opportunities or picking up stuff in your free time, you can figure that out. I don't know what my career is going to hold yet, but I know that from all these different experiences, I have a much clearer idea of what I want to do than I did 4 years ago when I started college. Speaking of college, that's what's next for me. In about a month, I'm going back to Atlanta for at least a year to finish school. It's going to be the first time I've lived somewhere longer than 4 months since 2020. It's going to be the first semblance of a home that I've had in 3 years, and I'm excited to see what that holds. Anyways, back to work. Please tell